Living in harmony is possible if you know your emotions and how to handle them. Dr. Carmen Roman will share with you in an engaging way the current psychology by sharing herself or interviewing experts who will inspire you. Learn how to live a life of fullness and how to recover your emotional harmony with Dr. Roman. Welcome to Emotions in Harmony.
Hello, amigos in harmony. Welcome to another episode. I am so happy that you are here and you are following us. Thank you. And thank you for the support. Thank you for the comments. And especially thank you for sharing these videos. We keep growing and growing. That's fascinating because that allows me to have more fun and to keep looking for high qualified guests so we can all enjoy and learn a lot. So this time we are going to talk about what are the perinatal dysregulations or emotions or challenges that the family has. What I am learning, and I just learned today that, is that perinatal has to do with all the pregnancy up to 1 year, the first year of the newborn child. So stay with us because we are going to learn, we are going to bring to the table topics that are not easy, especially when we are in the mood for celebrating a baby shower or celebrating the new life of the baby, etc. We want to talk about those difficult topics that are for the mother as well. And for that, I have Claudia. Claudia Cuevas is a MFT, marriage and family therapist, here in Mission Viejo, California. And she's fully bilingual, so you can trust to send your parents, your mother, your whoever that is only Spanish speaking, you can totally trust to send her to take care. So Claudia will take care of them. And let's see. I want to introduce her to you guys, and then we can see together her website. Hi, Claudia. How are you?
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Well, thank you, Claudia. We just have an amazing Spanish episode. And thank you. The bilingual, we always get to word double, yeah?
Yes, we do. Absolutely.
And we are happy to word double if that serves our community. So thank you for willing to be in this double work and to be now in English.
Thank you for having me.
Mm-hmm. Claudia, I will share a little bit of what I learned from your career, and you can say something else. Mm-hmm. Claudia has a bachelor degree that comes in Spanish and psychology. It was a double bachelor degree from the State University of San Diego. And she also has a master degree in marriage and family therapy from the Pacific Oaks Institute or college, Pacific Oaks College. So that, and passing all of these awful examinations made her a licensed family therapist in California. Yeah.
Yes.
And do you want to say something about yourself that helped us to know you better?
So my master's degree is actually also a specialization in Latino family studies. And the reason why I wanted to emphasize that is because I had the experience of, I was born here in the United States, but at the age of 11, 12, we went back to Mexico with my dad. And I grew up in a very small town in Jalisco, which I love. And so I have that experience of living in Mexico and then coming to the United States and having to leave all that and understanding just, the Latino community and the struggle of migrating to another country, leaving what you have behind, coming here. And so I'm very interested. And I think it's easier to relate to some of my clients because of that experience. But I also did elementary school here up to the age of 12 in the United States. So I'm really what you call bicultural. So I can understand both. I did college here, master's here. So I have that little extra to give.
Wow, you have quite an interesting background.
Yes.
Wow. Well, thank you. And that I think it will show in in the way you are talking about the families and the mothers. I want to share the screen of your website. So here, for the ones who are in video, here it is. Her website is claudiacuevas.com. And we are going to go and going to change to English. So Claudia, tell us a little more about your practice, please.
So I'm in South Orange County in the city of Mission Viejo. I have an office there. I see clients for individual, couples, children, therapy. I also do psychological evaluations for immigration cases. So I'm available to do that as well. And part of it is just that, I want to have a space that's open, that people feel comfortable coming in. It's nice and cozy.
It looks. I really like your office.
Thank you.
Okay, so then here you have individual therapy, couples, family, immigration assessments. You work with the employment assisted programs, and of course the maternal wellness, the perinatal mood and anxiety disorders.
Yes.
Do you work with children, Claudia?
I work with children over the age of 12. I think I'm much more comfortable with that. And I think there's people that do a better job with children that are younger, but I love the tweens and I like the teens. I do very well with them. So I have a lot of experience with them.
Well, here it is claudiacuevas.com. So you can go and spend some time in her website. And we are going to enjoy what you have to say about the perinatal moods. So tell us, what are the common responses about the common emotional dysregulations that we can expect?
So perinatal mood disorder or perinatal mental health disorders range anywhere from the conception, which is once you get pregnant, to until the baby turns a year. So that's what we call perinatal. Most people identify postpartum depression. That's a very common term that people use, but there's also different types. So we have postpartum anxiety, there's PTSD, we can have bipolar, and there can be up to, which is the most concerning, which would be, postpartum psychosis, which we want to get someone to immediately seek help and, if necessary, go and be in a hospital or see a doctor as soon as possible, because that's at high risk. And that's usually what we see in the news, is a mom going through some type of psychosis. But it's very common. Anywhere between 50 to 80% of women will experience what we call baby blues. Well, that's a lot of women who are feeling, stressed, crying often, able to sleep, mood swings, irritability are those common symptoms within the first 2 to 3 weeks after having a baby. But we can have those symptoms as soon as you get pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So as soon as you get pregnant, you get and you get the changes in your body, and you get
some type of emotional dysregulation. Mm-hmm. We don't know what causes postpartum or perinatal mood disorders. It could be all these hormone changes. I mean, after being born, immediately having this baby in this rush of chemicals going back into your body, starting up again. What we do know is that there's some serious risk factors that would make you more likely to encounter either any type of perinatal mood disorder. So have you had depression, clinical depression or anxiety in the past? Are you already diagnosed with schizophrenia or another mood disorder, bipolar? What is going on environmentally in your right? Are you going through domestic violence? Are you having financial difficulties? Are you having marital problems? If you already have children, and have you had postpartum depression or anxiety with those children that you had before. So once you've had a postpartum depression or anxiety, you are more likely to have it again, and it can be more severe every time. So that's something to really keep in mind. Those are a lot of the risk factors that are going on that may increase your risk of getting postpartum depression or a perinatal mood disorder.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So sometimes we don't stop and think about it. Sometimes we assume that is our, that we don't want the child.
Yes, I think one of the common things that mom go through is that I should not be feeling this way. Mm-hmm. The most amazing part of life. I've been wanting this child for such a long time. Mm-hmm. Everybody said I was going to glow and it was going to be beautiful and I'm going to fall in love with my baby. And I do not feel that way. And so I must be a bad mother, or I must have done something, or God is punishing me for something I did in the past. Mm-hmm. And the reality is that it's very, very common to feel these symptoms, to feel like you're not attaching to your baby. It's a stranger, right? It's this little person that came in and is disrupting your whole world, even though you wanted him or her. So those are very common symptoms to feel with moms, feeling a lot of guilt and a lot of shame for feeling depressed or not feeling like they're bonding with their baby, or not feeling like they want to get up, or just feeling overly tired. Those are very common negative self-talk that we have.
Or also sometimes being concerned about the future of the baby. And sometimes it's like, I don't want her to be a woman, because women, it sucks in this world to be a woman. Or I don't want for him to be a baby, a man, or like all of these things has nothing to do whether you love or not your baby. It has to do with your own concerns, with you as a person. Yeah.
Right. It's a lot of these preconceived expectations that people have, right? Like, I wanted a girl. And some of the times, as a therapist, you want to look at like, what happened? Why don't you want to have a girl, right? So everything's been great. You haven't had any symptoms. You have 3 boys, and then you have that girl. And that girl's going to bring up all that stuff that we've been tucking away, hiding, not talking about, not wanting to deal with. And as soon as we have that girl, it's right in your face, and it's a little mirror that we have. So something to keep in mind when that happens.
It makes me very happy that we are talking about this. Seems like talking about the elephant in the room. Mm-hmm. And it is not an easy topic. Definitely not a baby shower topic, yeah?
No. No.
But it's when the mother needs the most support.
Yeah, and we have to look at, like, culturally, what does that look like, right? Different cultures deal with pregnancy and afterbirth, and some cultures are much more open about talking about the disorders, or even just your origin of family. Like, if your mom had a postpartum, she is overly concerned that you're going to have postpartum, right? Mm-hmm. But if your mom had a postpartum and never told anybody, right? So then we don't talk about that in our culture, in our family. We don't say anything. We hide it. It didn't happen to me. And so you have to kind of see, like, what does that look like around you?
Yeah. Wow. So is the emotional experience, how is it for the father or the partner or the family members?
So we have found that 1 in 10 men or partners will actually go through postpartum depression as well. They're affected by postpartum depression. Mm-hmm. So it really is going to depend on the involvement of that person or that partner. So if they're also not sleeping, and they're also their life was also changed, they're not being able to go back to work, or the change in just this, adjustment period in their life, they're also staying up with the baby. Depends on how involved they are. They can also have symptoms of depression or anxiety, which then will become irritable, mood swings, not wanting to go to work, feeling lethargic. And that's even harder, right? Because how dare they feel these symptoms when the mom just had a baby and nobody understands. But we know culturally that, in Mexican culture and Latino culture, the men will feel symptoms when their spouse is pregnant, right? They get nauseous and they throw up. So how is it that they are not also affected by this and feel the symptoms of depression.
And I mean, if they have physical symptoms, of course they will have emotional symptoms.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this new person coming into this world, right?
Yeah.
And just shaking up your whole, system of life and what you did. And as prepared or unprepared as you are, it's an adjustment period. It's a stranger who is requiring your attention 24 hours.
One of my friends joke about it when we say they are just married and people ask her, "Do you want to have a baby?" And she say, "Oh no, I'm not ready to share the attention of my husband."
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's true. When your baby comes, you need to be ready to share the attention.
Yeah. And it becomes this little focus, and I want more attention, and the baby wants more attention, and if you neglect yourself, you're definitely neglecting your partner, right?
Of course.
So you want to be very mindful of that and conscious of all the possibilities and making adjustments day by day with that.
Mm-hmm. And what are the challenges that affect those emotional responses?
I think not talking about them or not recognizing those symptoms. Other challenge would be that your partner or your support system has never gone through any type of clinical depression or anxiety. It is very hard to understand someone who hasn't had depression because it seems like they're sad, and everybody's been sad, but not everybody has been depressed. And it's a big difference. So, we'll try to tell them well, just get up, just shake it off. Don't think about it, are some of the things that we hear people give advice, right, to people who are going through postpartum depression or anxiety. And if we could, we would, right? But it's not that easy. And so, or I had it too, and I was over it in 2 weeks, which we know now it's baby blues. And you do feel this quick change of oh, I don't feel like crying anymore. When you're clinically depressed, it's very different.
And what you were talking in the Spanish one, it was that also the lack of sleep by itself.
Yes.
Are bringing so much stuff.
Yes. Well, you have a baby who requires your attention or feeding every 2.5 hours. Mm-hmm. You just had a baby, whether it's cesarean or vaginal. And so your body has gone through, you got run over. You have gone through so much. So it takes a woman's body a year to recuperate, just physically, right? Just a normal, no complications. Everything was great to recuperate. And so if you're not sleeping, you will have symptoms of maybe seeing shadows, or you're more irritable, you're tired. So then if you're not sleeping, you're probably not eating right. Mm-hmm. And so when we tend to feel low, or we tend to feel depressed or sad, we want to eat junk food, high carbohydrates, which are usually not nutritious for us, which then how's your body recuperating if you're not having your green veggies or your anything that's good protein and good fats? And then how does that all affect you and your body to recuperate?
Yeah. Oh, wow. It's a whole new world.
Yes, definitely.
Uh-huh.
A lot of information.
A lot of information. And what do you see, how the dynamic changed in the family?
In every aspect, right? It will come and change depending on what's going on. I know in the Latino community, we see a lot of here in the United States, when the immigration process, you going from where you're living to having all these people around you and having all this extra help, the abuelita, the tias, everybody's coming around helping you. When you're here, you usually don't have that large set of support. And so now you're by yourself, and now your husband's leaving you by yourself. And so he comes home, he's working maybe 2 jobs, and you need a break. And so the disruption in your day-to-day life really affects your mood and affects your partner's mood as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And even also, you were saying that doesn't respect socioeconomic level, yeah? So you think
there definitely does not discriminate. It's going to be any race, socioeconomic background, anything, that you are not immune to getting postpartum depression or perinatal mood disorder. It will be across the board. We don't have any predictors that will, like, there's no test that you can say, like, oh, take a blood test. Will I be able to get it? It's not. It's going to be very random. You could have had your first child and get postpartum. You could have until your fifth child and get postpartum. It's just really going to depend on your body and if you are going through other things that may be affecting it.
Yeah. So what we can do to help, not to get on the way?
So one of the things that's really important is just to be there for the mom, right? So a lot of the times we will call and say, well, can I help you with something? And the mom will say, nope, I'm fine. Everything's great, as they're sitting there with the baby on their side and not sleeping, right? So I think just showing up, coming over, saying, well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to come anyways. Give me the baby, go to the room, lock the door, take a shower. I mean, you don't know how many times I've heard a mom saying, I just want to take a shower. Mm-hmm. Just, let the water run or take a bath or something. And so being able to say, okay, I'm going to come over, go do what you have to do for 2 hours. Because it's 24 hours, right? It's a long time. So being able to be there, being supportive, not saying, well, when I went through this, or I heard, my neighbor's daughter did this and she got over it quicker. Just really being in the moment and being there for them would be the best thing you can do.
I think in the American community, we are living so fast and so quick that we forget that the mom needs some extra attention. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Or also we are so respectful that we will not impose ourselves.
Absolutely. It's like, well, if she needs me, she'll call me. Mm-hmm. But, she'll let me know. Yes. And a lot of the times it's a week has gone by, you haven't taken a shower, and you're like, oh, this is not normal. Yeah. Right? Especially when sometimes we're so disconnected, we can live in a community and really not know your neighbors.
That's true. Yeah.
You're just passing by and you do a little nod and don't know. That's very different in the Latino community, living outside of the United States. Everybody knows each other. Oh,
yeah. It's for those of you who live in this country and grow up without knowing your neighbors, that's not normal.
No.
Not normal.
No.
It's so amazing. I remember when I was a child and the neighbors will literally open the door and come and help feed my sister or me.
Yeah.
My mom was in the hospital and they come and check on us all the time. And
it was very normal. I remember that I lived in a very small town in Jalisco, and when you would want to go and find us, all we would say is like, as soon as you get to the town, just ask for Cuevas and they'll point you to our house. Uh-huh. Right? So it's just, they'll tell you, oh, I saw your kid over there in the Llanito playing some basketball. Everybody's over there. It's just very community. I had a tough time when I came back to the United States and being so isolated and not knowing anybody, not knowing my neighbors. It was a big shock for me.
Yes, and these special situations where you are raising a baby and you really need help.
Yes.
Well, I will say it's a little polite just to insist in your help. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It's just, you really just have to show up. Mm-hmm. You have to be present and show up and just, offer the help and bring some food. Whatever it is that you can do is going to be greatly appreciated, right?
Yes.
And not feel bad if someone doesn't give you the thank you at the moment.
Claudia, I want this show also to apply for those of colleagues that are doing the dissertation.
Okay.
Because dissertation is like being in pregnancy too.
Yes, you can deliver a baby.
Oh my God, it's delivering a baby. And the reason I thought about it is because I remember when I was writing my own dissertation, I did a week of camp. I call it the camping in my own studio, sitting for a week non-stop, like writing and writing and writing non-stop. So my friends brought me soup. Uh-huh. 2 or 3 of my friends, they cook some soup and they just show up with the soup and leave. And it was like the most amazing experience.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I actually went through depression when I was doing my thesis. So I 100% understand. I had friends who said, here, take my apartment, close the door. You're, right. Because I didn't think I was going to be able to get through that. It is definitely, anytime there's any type of challenge, it's really important to just be there and be able to offer whatever you have available.
Well, probably we need to sit and do an episode on postpartum, perinatal, something, writing dissertation.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
But that's the point. The point is, as you try to be respectful, that person may never call for help.
Never.
And they really need it. So please assume they need it.
And sometimes they don't know they need it.
That's true.
Because they're in their head, right? Because they're in their head saying, I'm not supposed to feel this way. I'm a bad mom.
Yeah.
This is not normal. Okay, tomorrow I'll feel better. And tomorrow I'll feel better. And the shame that comes with, I've been trying for 5 years to have a baby. What are people going to think that I'm now going like, did I do the right, did I do the right thing?
Yeah.
I'm not bonding. I'm not in love with my baby yet.
Yeah. Wow. It's just a very special topic. It's like a very special gift for the parents who are in the pregnancy. And we were saying in the Spanish one, if you go to a baby shower or whatever, just slip the idea of this video or this audio. Just show to them, give it to them, because they may not think about it in the rush of getting ready for the baby.
Yes, definitely.
But it's very, very needed.
It's a great gift.
It will be quite a gift, yeah. And also it opens the doors for them to start researching about their own symptoms.
Yes.
Yeah. And we are going to give some websites or something that I keep going with the research.
Yes.
What is the successful strategies that families do to help the mother or the parents?
Again, some of those would be making sure you're sleeping, making sure you're eating well, you're getting some type of physical activity, maybe 5 minutes. Even if it's walking from the bed to the couch and back to the bed, you're walking, opening the door. You don't know how many times I've gone into someone's house and opened the window, like the curtains, get some light in there. And then asking for help.
Okay.
Some of the strategies too would be, some of the strategies would also be to stay away from, internet, sad songs, sad movies. Really surround yourself with as much positive energy and, going and watching your favorite friend's show or whatever show makes you laugh. Listening to music, doing meditation. So that's really important, to do some meditation to keep you centered and keep you in the moment. Practicing some mindfulness, it's going to help recuperate your brain so that you're able to not let these intrusive thoughts take over. Right?
Yeah. Wow. I know we have so much information and we can keep going on and on and on. And at least I am very happy that we opened the topic.
Yes.
Yeah. And also they can find you if they have further questions or further comments.
Definitely.
We will put in the notes your contact info, but also they can go in claudiacuevas.com and they can find you there. I want to move you into the hot spot.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the hot spot for new listeners is something like we ask our guests questions that she or he will answer as whatever comes to their mind, and we want to kind of pick their brains and pull more information, because obviously 35 minutes or 40 minutes is not enough of information, but we want you to have resources to keep going. This is what we want. So Claudia,
yes,
what is a daily habit that you believe contributes to the emotional success of a mother in the perinatal stage?
I'm going to repeat it again. Sleeping, eating right, physical activity, and practicing mindfulness. on a daily basis as often as possible.
Excellent. Yeah, I keep listening. That same list, I keep listening for almost every that happened in our body. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is an online resource that's been invaluable for your clients during this time?
So there is a great community, great organization. It's called Postpartum. The address is postpartum.net, and it's international. So you can find all information if you're a parent or if you're a professional. There'll be information. There's a hotline. There's different resources there. And then also there's a project called the bluedotproject.org, which is really good. They come up with, I think, April 20th is going to start the Maternal Mental Healthness Week, and they have a lot of activities going on. And then maternalmentalhealth.org is also an LA area. If you're in California, that's a great resource.
Wow. So I am in Amazon already because you are going to share also, besides the websites you mentioned.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you what are the books.
Okay. So there's a really good book called This Isn't What I Expected.
This isn't what I expected.
There you go.
And it's overcoming postpartum depression.
Yes.
You can also see the screen, yeah?
Yes.
Excellent. So
that's a really good book.
Excellent.
More like it has like a little bit of workbook. It has a little exercises you can do, get you some quick information. And then if you want something from a person who has actually gone through postpartum depression, Brooke Shields has an excellent book relating her story.
Before we share that book, let me show something very cool. Something very cool is that now I can add this to the books, I have a public list now.
Perfect.
I just got accepted as an influencer by Amazon. And that means that everything that I can put all these books, whatever, and you can just go to that list and find it there and buy it there.
Oh, very cool.
So let's go and see the other one.
Okay, the other one is called Down Came the Rain.
Came the Rain with Brooke Shields.
Brooke Shields, yeah.
Excellent. Here it is. My journey through postpartum depression. Excellent. Yeah. Wow, Claudia.
One more for couples.
Okay. One more.
The other one's called Tokens of Affection.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that. Tokens of Affection. And this is a book as well. Oh, yeah. Here it is.
It's an excellent book of reclaiming your marriage after postpartum depression. And it's really a couple's book.
Excellent. So here you have, and it will be in the notes as well. And in the notes, we put a link for you to go slowly and get some of these books or get some information, or probably you will start looking in Amazon and you find other books that will be helpful. So,
and if you've gone through it, it's good to read these also to go, okay.
Yes.
I understand now.
Yes, that's right. Wow. It has been really wonderful to have you as a guest, Claudia, in both languages. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your willingness to be that early. We are recording very early on Saturday. Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Is something that you want to say to finish?
Just that what you're going through is totally normal, and to reach out and ask for help. It's the most important thing you can do for yourself, for your baby, and for your family.
Wow. It's like just take care of yourself.
Yeah.
This is normal. Thank you for saying that. It's normal. Take care of yourself, and you are not alone.
Yes.
Yeah. We have the Facebook, the Emotions in Harmony community. So guys, you can come and ask to be accepted into this group, and we just share the resources, or you can pose a question. There is always an opportunity to pose a question, and we are going to put Claudia into that group and other people there are other psychologists in the past from that group, and we can just start the conversation, tease out a conversation about it. Okay. So thank you very much, Claudia. And for you listeners, I have for you more surprises. I have for you, the next topic is going to be something about how women, we get those, what we will call it, microsexual aggressions that are very painful, that sometimes we need to smile and take it in, but that is painful anyway, that kind of last, somebody look at you in that way that is uncomfortable, somebody touch you in a way that is uncomfortable, like all of these things we are going to unpack in the next episode or two in English and in Spanish. Thank you, Claudia, for being here. And
thank you so much.
Bye to all.